Welcome back to another episode of Going with the Flow. I'm your host, Lucas Cellino, and today I'm joined with Robin, co-founder and executive director of Danceability.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming in, Robin. And you are the winner of the 2025 Truck Wrap.
Yes, we are so excited.
My favorite part about this is we get to connect with the nonprofit and really get to know a lot more about them and obviously support them. And it's great to see. I'm a big believer in all of these nonprofits around Western New York that really makes the city good neighbors. And it's impossible to pick one. So we set up this really long and hard process to try and determine it. You guys came out victorious and we're super excited to work with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why don't you start and just maybe tell us a little bit about Danceability?
Sure. Danceability is a nonprofit dance and movement program for children and adults with special needs in Western New York. We welcome people of all ages and abilities, from ages 3 years old all the way to senior citizens. We run just like any other dance studio. Students come 1 to twice a week to take either dance or fitness or both. We also actually offer a theater class in conjunction with Second Generation. And this coming year, we're hoping to make something more permanent in our program, which is going to be Caregiver and Me. And this will be for our youngest dancers, where they're going to get to take dance classes, but they're going to get to be with mom or dad or grandmother or whoever you consider the child's caregiver. And that is something we're really excited about.
The one thing I do want to hit on, to me, I love, why did it start, right? And this is 19 years. You're going to your 19th year?
Yes.
That's insane. How did it start?
So it started, my co-founder is a special education teacher, and I am a social worker and a theater and dance major. And we just really wanted to create a dance studio environment that was like a dance studio that we came from, so that real family atmosphere, like pride in your studio, friends, all of that. And so with people are like, oh, is this your lifelong dream? No, it wasn't. It literally just was something that, all things in life kind of led to.
Morphed, right?
Really morphed. And we had no business experience whatsoever. I know in the presentation I put up on a slide, and it's true, it's in my office, I had to read the book, Nonprofit for Dummies.
Oh, it's insane. I mean, you could be GM at Cellino Plumbing, to be honest.
Yeah.
You definitely hold yourself up really well. You're way too modest.
Oh, geez. No, well, that's what I did. And I followed every single thing in the book so that I wouldn't, I was terrified of getting in trouble for not doing it right. We learned every step of the way how to get a board, how to write bylaws, how to get articles of incorporation, all of that stuff, all just because we wanted to help the dancers. So, and we started with 60 right off the bat, but have grown since then.
Awesome. And so the truck wrap process, pretty difficult. What were your thoughts?
It's, yeah, it is. For example, I almost missed out on everything. I didn't know about the contest starting until the last day. So literally 10 o'clock a.m. the last day, I saw that the whole thing had begun and rallied the troops and got everyone I knew and our whole organization to vote like crazy until the 3 o'clock deadline, where we made it through the next round. So that was pretty crazy to think that we almost missed it all the way to winning.
Part of that makes me feel so guilty, right? Like these 501c3s, they're these small nonprofits. You have other jobs. Generally, most of them don't have a salary included. And you guys were growing 20%, as I learned in the presentation. Yeah. I do believe that there's a lot of value in just getting it out there and even tying back in the troops and building that community. But first of all, definitely apologize again. I'm totally up for any advice you have of how we can make this better in the future. But no, incredible how you did that, rallied the troops. And a lot of it is just, we get over 80,000 votes. So it's other people going on there that recognize you and want to support you too.
Volunteering is a big need for us, but I personally think it's one of the best volunteer experiences that you could ever have. You do not need any dance experience whatsoever. In fact, the majority of our volunteers aren't even dancers, because dancers are always in rehearsal or at class or things like that. So we just have community members from high school to retirees coming in 1 hour a week, and they work one-on-one with the dancer to help them do their very best. And I'm not lying when I say that many of them say it's the best part of their week.
So that is my biggest concern with you guys winning. I'm never really embarrassed. I'm pretty easygoing. I'm willing to go out and do anything. And I'm a big believer in not just the donations, not just helping promote you, but getting involved and really seeing it. And I am terrified of dancing.
We live in Buffalo, right? Who doesn't dance when the Bills score a touchdown?
That's a good
right?
point.
We all have the touchdown dance. It might be terrible, but we all lose our inhibitions and start dancing when they win. So shouldn't be so afraid.
How many volunteers do you have in total, and how many students have you impacted?
So this year we have over 90 volunteers, and in terms of dancers, last year we had, to give you an idea, we had 175. This year we have 210. We still have a tremendous need for more volunteers because of the growth.
Yeah. And that's, it's almost like us too, right? We're in the plumbing business, but our biggest need is certainly more techs to get out there. And it's one of the hardest things to fill. And there's such a need out there that you want to fill.
Yeah.
When you're giving the presentation, you brought up that 20% year over year growth. I got stressed out from it. So at our presentation, you showed this video as well of a past performance, and it looked great. And then you also had a few of your dancers there.
Yes.
One very memorable one was David.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about who David is?
David is a 73-year-old man who has been dancing with us nearly a decade. He lives in a group home in Western New York, and the staff at the group home bring him once a week to dance class. He always comes in tap shoes, and whether they're doing tap or not, but hey, that's his footwear. He loves it. This year he's dancing to, I forgot something. I forgot, but it's a really fun, uplifting song, and he's so excited for the performance.
So if you want to find out what the song is, you're gonna have to come, right?
Exactly. It was on purpose. Yeah.
And so Dave was at the presentation. We have 80, 90 people in this room, and he gets up, speaks to us, and it's just the aura he gives off, the enthusiasm. It's like you just want to be around him.
Yes.
It felt incredible.
Yeah.
Not only was it great to see David there, you also had a few other dancers as well at the presentation. Why don't you tell us about them?
Sure. So I brought Amy with me, and she is part of a class that I have had all 18 years. These girls have been with me since they were 4 and 5 years old, and now they're in their 20s. And it's amazing to have been their teacher longer than I've known my husband or children. So that's pretty crazy. And then I had one of my little students, Blair, who is just the sweetest, most incredible little girl ever. She is an incredible success story for Danceability. And it is one of the things I think that is my favorite thing about the organization is, yes, we teach dance classes once a week, but we also really work to support the families. And she has a very unique special need that not much is known about. So in my efforts to really want to help this little girl, I actually educated myself on her disability, read about it, took a training on it, worked with her mom and her grandparents to really use techniques beyond dance that I thought could help her. And you saw her at the presentation, and that I don't believe is something she could have ever done. Be in a room full of people 2 years ago, even before I started working with her.
When I'm looking at like how strong is a company or how strong is a nonprofit, I'm looking at who's leading it. Do I believe in the people leading it? Do I believe in the cause? How effective and how impactful is that cause? And you guys really check all those boxes completely. So again, really thrilled. I look forward to this.
We are doing the first ever inclusive carnival. It's going to be the end of July. And that is where we hope to do the Cellino Truck Reveal. It's going to be a great event. Again, for all ages, but with special features to cater towards those with special needs.
And this certainly revolves around the truck wrap. We call it the Truck Wrap Contest.
Yes.
And just last week, we were at VSP, who is 8th year in a row. They wrap the truck. They don't charge us.
Yeah.
They've been gracious. They also get involved with these nonprofits and will wrap banners. And again, that's been a great partnership. But what was that experience like, just going up and designing that truck?
That was really cool. I know it's going to be great. It's like trying to pick what encapsulates danceability, what pictures we should use, like all of that is really an interesting process. I'm not a graphic designer by any means. But I know it's going to turn out really cool.
I've seen how powerful that moving billboard is.
Yep.
And it's like, that's to me the best way that we could help promote a nonprofit and get the name out there, get the brand, get the image out there.
Yep.
When they win the truck wrap, we're expecting to give somewhere between like 40, 50,000. It's been around there. How are we going to use that money, and where does the rest of your funding come in? How do you guys do all this?
So, okay, that's a multi-layered question, but we don't really have a team to do what is necessary to write big grants.
Yeah.
So grants are written by me, a few people on my board, my office manager, like it's all that. So we write grants, we do fundraisers. Our students do pay a modest tuition that isn't nearly the cost of the programming, but we have about 20 of our students on scholarships. So that is one of the things that we are going to use the Cellino money for, is to provide more scholarships. And the other thing is to keep up with the growth. The 20% growth was honestly a complete surprise. It was nothing that we saw coming.
That's the worst.
So we want to help as many people as possible, but to do that, you don't want to sacrifice quality. So, we just need to be able to restructure in a way that makes sure that everybody still gets what they were getting.
Smart. I mean, it's the total double-edged sword, right?
Yes.
You want to help as many as possible, but it's like you need to be sustainable.
Exactly. So all of that is going to be a huge help.
Are you concerned in the future about revenue to support your growth?
To be honest, we were doing really well. Well, in nonprofit is you even out, right? So the pandemic hit and hurt most every nonprofit. So that's when things became really tough. So now we were just trying to survive. We're still in survival mode. I think this will help us finally get to a point where we can do what we were doing. And then I try not to think too far in the future. I don't have a financial brain. I'm a social worker. I'm a theater person. I just want to keep helping people and hoping that by doing so, the funds will not magically appear, but that would be nice.
Sure. Yeah. No. And again, like you're doing this, you're growing, you got other job, other income, and along with life, right? Life
yes.
is so many
3
other
kids,
yeah,
a
don't forget
husband,
about that. Yeah.
3 animals. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's certainly a lot. And if there's, again, I think that's somewhere where I can definitely, help, but one big revenue drop is helpful. But certainly, this growth and help and sustain is really important to me. Congratulations again on getting here.
Thank you so much.
We can't wait to support, learn more, and be there. So make sure you check out the events. Thanks again for joining me, Robin.
Thank you for having me.